So recently I made a video about what I think is the best skin for every legend in Brawlhalla. And a viewer commented that I should do a follow-up video for the worst skin for every legend, and since the first video did well, I thought why not? So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing this in alphabetical order like last time, so starting off with Ada, I'm going with Technomancer Ada. It's basically the base design with sunglasses. Arcadia's skins are pretty hideous, so you could make an argument for all of them, but this horn is just another level of goofy and has to be the worst. Artemis is one of those legends I wish I liked because on paper they look so cool. And you can't go wrong with any skin, except Eclipse Artemis, which is paying for a reflection in the helmet. I've voiced my opinion on Master of Night Asuri being pretty horrific before, and I definitely stand by it being her worst skin by miles. Although I'm pretty tempted to add First Day Asuri instead. Out of every skin for Azoth, can you guess which one I have? If you guessed Ancient Azoth, you'd be correct. Can you guess which is my least favorite? If you guessed Ancient Azoth again, you'd be correct. Don't ask me why I have all the mid skins, I just do. Have you ever seen Amun-Raza in-game? Me neither. And I don't think anybody has this skin either, unless someone wants to correct me in the comments. At first I was going to say you can't go wrong with Bodvar, but the more I look at his skins, the more I disagree with that, and out of all of them, Warchief Bodvar is probably the worst. Volsung Bryn reminds me of a superhero parody, and nobody can convince me this skin looks tough. Caspian only really had one choice for this video, and it's the nefarious elf in pajamas, Nightcap Caspian. You might start to notice a pattern of skins that look too close to the original, but if you can tell me what part of Serapi Kid Cassidy was worth the 140 mammoth coins, you can have my password and you can take over the channel. While you're at it, you can tell me what's going on with Cross's face in the Water Wars skin. He looks like he found an unattended miner to harass at the beach. Now that I think about it, it looks like Elven Ranger Diana has found somebody to creep on too. There's something about those eyebrows that makes me want to put my fist through my screen in extreme rage. Nothing quite screams extreme rage as much as Imperial Lord Dusk's expression. Or at least, that's what he'd like you to believe. Tell me if you can spot the difference. Now for Ember, it's another skin I reluctantly have, Star Guardian Ember, which I only have because I opened the Synthwave chest once. And I immediately regretted it. Ezio is a tough one because besides the crossovers there's not much difference, but my least favorite is Armor of Brutus Ezio out of the three. There's something about Fate's head that just really irritates me. And Cozy Sweater Fate is just the icing on the cake and just looks 10 times goofier than she already did. All Nash skins are basically helmet swaps or whatever you would call them. I'm personally gonna say Mogar, but since they all look the same, you could say any, and I'd probably agree with you. Next is Death Adder Hattori, which isn't exactly bad. I'd say it's more mid than anything else, but a lot of Hattori's skins suffer from the same problem. At first I was going to go with Mecha Imugi, but now that I'm thinking about it, I just really despise the Elven Hollow skins, and I hope they stop doing more of these personally. For Isaiah, the only real option for me is Cybernetic Beat Isaiah, simply because it came from such a good battle pass, and even all that couldn't carry this skin. I think most of my hate for Jaehyun comes from the fact that his base design and skins are actually really cool. So the only bad thing I have to say is about Gilded Glory, and its clunky hat. I changed my mind on Jala's skin too, and now I'm going with Speed Metal Jala, another skin I happen to own. She looks like another superhero parody. I can't take this one seriously. He kinda looks like an Elvis Presley impersonator and not in a good way. Not that there is any good way. Isn't this one basically child abuse? BMG are pretty brave for thinking they could get away with this and should be cancelled immediately. I'm joking, of course, but the skin is still horrifically mid. As Brawlhalla's 64th legend, there isn't much choice for King Zuva, but whatever you do, don't buy KSI with a beard. Just look at him trying to aura farm in his idle pose. You are not tough, lil bro. Out of all these skins, take a guess at which one I have a problem with. You guessed it. It's another wannabe Elvis. I have no idea why so many of these exist. This, along with Master of Night Asuri, are among some of the worst skins ever created in all of Brawlhalla's history. Another easy pick for me. Out of all of her skins, I'd rate Green Thumb Lin Fei the lowest. It kinda sticks out like a sore thumb, or a green thumb if you will. I can't believe I'm saying this about anything that costs 140 mammoth coins. But Arcane Loki is literally just the base skin, but worse. The main difference is a tuft of hair sticking out the middle, which in my opinion is incredibly annoying, and is making me question whether I have OCD or not. Lucian has 13 skins, and I wouldn't say any of them are that bad, but Overdrive Lucian is the definition of mid. I already spoiled this one for you earlier, but for a quick refresher, I despise the Elven Hollow skins, and Magyar's is no different. Hammerhead Mako reminds me of if Sid the Sloth had a kid with a hammerhead shark, and then the mother smoked for the entire pregnancy before giving birth in the toilet and flushing it away. I was originally going to go with Undying Mirage, but then I realized Corpse Bride Mirage is pretty much the same if Undying Mirage lost the raps, got married, and had a goofy expression on her face. Now this might be the worst skin in the game that they've ever made, and I don't know how they're going to top that. It's crazy because most of Mordex's skins are probably in the bottom 20. It's like Moonin has surgery in between every skin release, because I swear none of these are the same bird, but the worst case of identity crisis has to be Starlet Moonin. Nyx quite literally has one bad skin in my opinion, and it's Eliminator Nyx. And yes, it is because of the massive beak covering her eyes. Project Onyx is practically soulbound Onyx, but reimagined as a clanker, and I don't mean one of the good ones. 0 out of 10. Orion has a pretty healthy amount of good skins, and even though I love Dark Souls, Dark Age Orion doesn't feel like it fits in with the rest. I guess I must have a bias against the summer skins because I'm going with Riptide Petra. Although I'll admit the color swaps look pretty decent. Priya's skins all look alike for now, but the skin with the least notable differences is Joyful Dancer Priya, which looks indistinguishable from the base design. There's a lot of goofy hats and helmets in Brawlhalla, and Snake Goddess Nyes might be the goofiest out of all of them. Does anyone actually have this one? Nightshade Ragnir got caught cosplaying as an assassin from Assassin's Creed, and for his punishment he was added into Brawlhalla for us all to laugh at. There's just something about that smug look on his face that makes me want to wipe it off. I'll never understand why one of the first 3 skins has to be almost identical to the original, but they're just going to get dismissed until it's time to make a worst skins video. A true 0 out of 10. I couldn't really pick anything else for Rayman besides Sir Raylot, but I don't hate it either. I just have to pick something. I'll never be a fan of cosmetics in the form of unskippable ads I can never get away from. So Adidas Raptor is a no-brainer. Ironic that I stopped playing Apex Legends for the exact same reason. Widowmaker Reno just rubs me the wrong way, because the gas mask idea is top tier, but when I zoom in it turns out it's not a gas mask, it's just a human-sized spider. Steamsmith Scarlet is a rare case of when the skin isn't just similar to the base design and adds 0 value, but also manages to be worse by basically putting her in her worst fit. This skin is just terrifying. The game deserves an 18 rating just because of this monstrosity. Wireback 7. Sorry, I mean Leadlip 7. Sorry, I meant Clanker 7. Sorry, I don't know what came over me there. Wanderer 7 is just stupid looking, even for a tin skin. My least favorite skin for Sidra is hands down the Arbiter. And yes, I know it's Keith David. And no, it doesn't change my mind. If Matchpoint Roland wasn't based on this guy, then my whole life is a lie. You guys probably don't know who that is, do you? Taros, the golden boy that can do no wrong, managed to have a singular bad skin slip through the cracks. I bet nobody has even seen Forge Heart Taros in-game before, because it's a chest exclusive. For Tezca, I'm going with Chell. Not because I dislike her, but because I think she should have been an alternate base skin and not something you pay for. But that's just my opinion. Next is another contender for the worst-looking skin in Brawlhalla, Goblin Thatch. It's just hideous, and I don't think I need to elaborate. And while I'm at it, so is Kelpie Thea. I mean, what am I even looking at? Thor is kind of hard to hate simply because it's Thor, so I guess I'm going with Cinderguard Thor, since it's the most unlike him. What the hell is this mouth breather staring at? Get him out of here. If I could count the base design for Val, I would because I don't think she has any bad skins besides her base design and crossovers, so with that, I'm going to choose Stevani. Next is Vector, and even though he's been out a while now, he still barely has any skins. It's going to have to be Vector Model 1 because unless you're staying with the base color, it's hardly even noticeable. For Vivi, it has to be Gramaestra Batista because it's yet again another minor accessory swap. Blue Virus Vulkoff is the weakest skin objectively and is my least favorite also. Anyone disagree with me here? Next up we have the original Elvis impersonator Vrax the King, and this one should be pretty obvious. If you're gonna throw money at this, just give it me, bro, I'll take it. The only 2 skins I think aren't worth the money are Infinite Wushang and Perfect Wushang. You guys can decide for me, I don't really mind. For Zul, it's another one you should have guessed by now if you've been paying attention, Elven Hollow Zul. We have 3 Groots and they're all on this list. 3 wasted slots, in my opinion. You guys might not agree with me on this, but I think the new Band Kid Yumiko skin is her worst by miles. Don't get me wrong, if I didn't already have a Yumiko skin, I would have grinded for it, but I do, so I didn't. For Zariel, despite this being my favorite battle pass, I don't like Archfiend Zariel as much as the others. And unfortunately, it's going on the list. So what do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Who am I kidding? You guys have already clicked off, but if you haven't, comment banana so I know you're a real one. Special thank you to you. I hope you enjoyed.